I've chosen to fixate on the trains in Berlin because I find comfort in their roaring industrial certainty. They make a teasing promise of reliable knowledge. I know that becoming known so often leads to obliteration, and that threat lingers like fibrous mold at the edge of my transit thoughts. A primordial memory shifts. Me as a young girl, sitting on her feet in a stolen white dress, wrapped in a whole living miniature of the rail system. It shocks and pinches, smelling like iron and powdered dirt. I want to say the trains feel alive. The entrances to the U-Bahn make big gulping breaths when trains come and go. The support bars fill my gripping hand, and the wide metal sides sigh against my fingertips. I can't help thinking about laying my hand on the smoothed steel of the rails. I want my body to know the sub-zero bite and the scalding heat of it baked in the sun, not to mention the powered rail. Most of all, I want the walls of my flesh to contain that purest vibration, that sound that sings up as the train approaches. Each time I find myself at a rural station, I close my eyes and listen. After that immeasurable threshold out of inaudibility, there's a perfect golden moment of 1,000 sounds in harmony that grows until the normal shrieks and groans of the train overwhelm it. I open my eyes and I board. That moment is never long enough. There's an old song by Debbie McCallion, barely on the internet anymore, called Train Car of Personal Hell. She sings, "Because I fear that I'll always be trapped in transit, that I'll never get where I want to be. I don't even know where I want to be." And here we make the leap I'm really obsessing over, the trans part of transit. This question of where I even want to be is a huge one. For me, this hasn't been a journey with a goal. I've seen landmarks and found my way to them, or heard stories of distant places. But 7 years ago, all I could confidently tell the doctor was that I wanted breast growth, and the rest of the symptoms in the informed consent packet sounded just fine, I guess. I think I was just happy to ride, boarding and deboarding where I felt like. So I get off. Industrial buzzing, breath and muscles held tight like a stone half sunk, the only way I can anymore. On top of my duvet, I let air filter back into my body. The fading wind drifts in through the cracked window I'd kept so well shut. I luxuriate and realize a rail switch has flipped. Rails like timelines crossing. Easy to forget there are more directions than forward. I've escaped a loop in the Brio set. Somewhere in there I decided I want bottom surgery. Debbie sings that even the most beautiful fake rose couldn't grow half an inch in the sunlight. And the more you think about it, the more you realize that's more or less the same as being dead. I don't know. The conscious acknowledgement of wanting bottom surgery is a clear-headed desire for destruction and reconstruction. It's a choice that builds conviction after a what if, then a why not. It's an attempt to resolve an unknowability. There was a long time I spent in the dirt, somewhere between resigned and content. It seemed so far beyond possible it wasn't worth considering. But now I can't even count how many people I know already on the other side of it. Right now I go in every week to fill my groin with electricity. The metal slides in next to the follicle and sends current in bursts of 2s and 3s. Berlin had the world's first electric streetcars in the early 1880s, opened the first leg of the underground system in 1902, and witnessed the first recorded vaginoplasty in 1931. Durchin didn't get electrolysis, though. I don't think she survived the fires that night in early May 1933 either. I don't know. It's not a fake rose. It's a beautiful line, but the metaphor doesn't hold when reality bends so easily. Everything was blindingly new once, and everything will grind down eventually to mundanity, even my full blossom transsexuality.